Night falls over Hope Springs, Texas, bringing an illusory calm. 16-year-old Emily Summers is in her room when she smells smoke and hears wood crackling. Startled, she rushes to the window. Violent flames engulf the barn and spread rapidly. Emily rushes downstairs, shouting for her parents. "Mom! Dad! Where are you?" In the living room, she sees her parents trying to contain the fire with buckets of water, but it's futile. "Emily, get out of here," her mother yells. "Go outside, now!" Emily hesitates, but the intensity of the fire pushes her outside. There, she finds Jake Thompson, her childhood friend. "Emily, are you okay?" he asks. "My parents are still inside," Emily screams, tears streaming down her face. Jake holds her by the shoulders. "I'll go in. You stay here." Jake runs towards the blazing house, but a neighbor pulls him back. "It's too late. We have to wait for the firefighters." Emily falls to her knees on the grass, feeling powerless as the house is consumed by flames. The firefighters' sirens echo in the distance, but it's too late. The Summers farm is swallowed by the fire, taking Emily's parents. The following days are a blur of sadness. Emily stays temporarily with a distant aunt, but the feeling of helplessness is overwhelming. Jake never leaves her side, offering comfort. "I can't stay here, Jake," Emily says one day. "I need to get out of here, start over somewhere else." Jake holds her hand. "I'll go with you. Wherever you go, you won't be alone." Determined to start anew, Emily decides to move to New York. Jake, driven by deep love, follows her, abandoning his own dreams. The arrival in the big city is a shock. The bright lights and frantic pace are overwhelming, but Emily and Jake face every challenge together. Days in New York are a mix of hope and frustration. Emily and Jake move into a small apartment in a modest neighborhood. Emily works as a waitress, and Jake takes odd jobs in construction and deliveries. Every penny is saved, but life in the big city is relentless. After weeks of exhaustion, Emily begins to feel inexplicable fatigue and frequent pains. Worried, Jake takes her to the hospital, where they run a series of tests. In the waiting room, tension builds. The doctor enters with a clipboard. "Emily, your tests show something concerning. We suspect a rare autoimmune disease." Emily feels the ground disappear beneath her. "What does that mean?" Jake asks. "It means Emily's immune system is attacking her own body. We need to start treatment immediately, but it'll be a long and tough battle." The doctor's words echo in Emily's mind. "Jake, what are we going to do? We don't have the money for this." Jake squeezes her hand. "We'll find a way. You're not alone." Treatment begins, bringing devastating side effects. Emily loses weight, her hair falls out, and the pain is constant. Medical bills pile up. Jake works tirelessly, but fatigue takes its toll on him too. One night, Jake finds Emily crying on the edge of the bed. He kneels beside her. "Emily, we'll get through this, I promise." Emily shakes her head. "Jake, I don't know how much more I can take. Everything hurts, and I feel like I'm dragging you down." Jake cups her face. "You're my life. I won't abandon you. We'll overcome this together, one step at a time." Despite Jake's determination, despair grows. Nights are long and filled with anguish. Emily begins to question her faith, while Jake clings to hope. One night, Jake finds a stack of bills on the table. "How are we going to pay all this?" he mutters to himself. Emily, hearing him, places a hand on his shoulder. "We'll figure it out, Jake. Together." The weight of responsibility almost breaks Jake, but he doesn't give up. Despite everything, the love and determination they share are stronger than any adversity. Despite Emily's deteriorating condition, Jake's resolve remains unwavering. He begins writing about their experiences and emotions to alleviate the tension. Initially, his writings are confined to an old notebook, but a friend suggests he starts a blog. Reluctantly, Jake takes the advice. At first, only friends and family read the blog posts, but gradually, The sincerity and emotion in Jake's words attract attention. The love and struggles of Emily and Jake resonate with readers, and the blog gains popularity. Supportive comments flood in from all corners of the globe, bringing hope to the couple. One afternoon, while Jake is reviewing the blog comments, he receives an unexpected email. "Jake, you have to see this," Emily says, handing him the phone. It's a message from a publisher interested in turning his chronicles into a book. "Dear Jake," he reads, "your blog has touched many hearts, including mine. We would like to discuss the possibility of publishing your chronicles into a book. Please, get in touch with us." Jake looks at Emily, disbelief written on his face. "Is this real? They want to publish my stories?" Emily smiles despite her weakness. "Jake, your words have power. They give hope to people, just like you give hope to me." The meeting with the publisher is a success, and within weeks, Jake signs the contract. The book is released and quickly becomes a bestseller. The sales provide the couple with financial relief, allowing Emily to continue necessary treatments without the constant worry of medical bills. With the success of the book, Jake and Emily are invited to interviews and events where they share their story. The support from the online community and the new friends they make along the way becomes a vital source of strength. In one of these interviews, Jake looks at Emily, moved. "I never imagined our struggles could inspire so many people. Emily, you're the reason for all of this." Emily, with tears in her eyes, responds, "Jake, it's your love and faith that brought us here. I don't know what I would have done without you." Despite the financial relief and the growing success, challenges persist. Emily still faces painful treatments and their debilitating effects, but now, with Jake's support and a global community, she finds strength to keep fighting. With each new event, each new interview, Jake and Emily's love is reaffirmed. They know the battle is far from over, but for the first time in a long while, there's a tangible sense of hope. The success of the book is not just a financial victory, it's a testament to the power of love and resilience in the face of the darkest adversities. The fight continues, but now they know they're not alone. With the support and love of so many people around the world, Emily and Jake move forward, ready to face whatever challenges fate may bring. Emily and Jake's newfound happiness is brutally shattered on a rainy November night. After an intensive treatment session, Emily is leaving the hospital when a masked man approaches her in the parking lot. "Give me your bag and phone," he growls, pointing a gun at her. Emily's heart races and she complies, handing over the items. The man, unsatisfied, shoves her, and Emily falls, hitting her head on the concrete. The world goes dark. Jake arrives at the hospital shortly after, finding the area in chaos. "Where's Emily? What happened?" he asks, desperate. A nurse leads him to the emergency room. "She was mugged. She's in critical condition. We need blood immediately." Without hesitation, Jake offers his own blood. "I'm a match. Do whatever it takes to save her." As Jake donates blood, doctors fight to stabilize Emily. Hours pass, and Jake, exhausted from blood loss, waits for news. Finally, a doctor approaches. "She's stable, but the recovery will be slow. Your donation saved her life." Relief and fear mix in Jake. He visits Emily in the ICU, where she lies pale and fragile. He holds her hand, tears in his eyes. "Emily, you're going to be okay. I'm here." In the days that follow, Emily slowly recovers. However, Jake begins to feel chest pains. He ignores the symptoms, attributing them to stress, but during a visit to Emily, he faints. Doctors discover he's suffering from a severe heart condition exacerbated by stress and blood donation. "Jake, you need immediate care," says the cardiologist. "Your condition is serious. Untreated, it could be fatal." Jake shakes his head, determined. "I can't worry about myself right now. Emily needs me." But the truth is relentless. They both need care, and time becomes a cruel enemy. Jake decides to use the profits from the book to fulfill Emily's last wish, a trip back to Hope Springs. The trip is a mix of nostalgia and pain. Emily and Jake revisit places from their childhood, each carrying sweet and bitter memories. In the field where they used to play, Emily turns to Jake. "I wish things were different," she says, tears in her eyes. "Me too," Jake replies, pulling her into a tight hug. "But we're here together. That's what matters." During the trip, Jake's condition worsens. He's hospitalized in the small town where it all began. In a makeshift hospital bed in Emily's childhood home, Jake makes one last request. "Emily, you have to keep fighting. No matter what happens to me, you must live." Emily, with a broken heart, promises, "I'll fight, Jake, for both of us." As night falls over Hope Springs, the uncertainty of the future weighs on them, but the love they share remains unshakable. Together, they face the darkness, determined to find a light, no matter how distant it may seem. Winter in Hope Springs brings melancholy and hope. In the local hospital, Emily faces a critical moment. The news comes like a ray of light. They've found a compatible donor for the bone marrow transplant, her only chance of survival. The procedure is risky, but Emily and Jake have no choice. "Let's do this," says Emily, holding Jake's hand. "I'm not giving up now." On the day of the surgery, Emily is wheeled into the operating room. Jake, still frail, waits in the waiting room. Finally, the doctor emerges with a tired smile. The surgery was a success. Emily is stable. Jake breathes a sigh of relief, tears in his eyes. "Thank you, doctor. Thank you so much." As Emily recovers, she rediscovers the strength she thought she had lost. Over time, she gains weight, her skin regains color, and hope is reborn. Inspired by Jake's love, Emily becomes an advocate for medical research, helping raise funds and increase awareness about rare diseases. News of Emily's successful transplant spreads, bringing support from people around the world. Emily, stronger, dedicates her life to helping others facing similar challenges. As Emily grows stronger, Jake's health continues to deteriorate. He experiences chest pains more frequently, and Emily's concern grows. But in an inexplicable miracle, as Emily's strength returns, Jake also begins to improve. Doctors are baffled. "It's as if Emily's recovery is influencing Jake's health," comments one of the doctors. Jake starts to regain vitality. His cardiac symptoms become less frequent, and he feels renewed energy. Over time, Jake and Emily recover together, strengthened by love and faith. Months later, with both of their health improving, they return to Hope Springs. The small town, once a symbol of tragedy, now represents a new beginning. Emily becomes an influential voice in the community, organizing events to raise funds for medical research. Jake continues to write, his words filled with wisdom and hope. Jake's second book, recounting their journey of overcoming and love, becomes an even bigger success. On a sunny afternoon, Emily and Jake walk through the fields of Hope Springs, hands intertwined. "I never thought we'd make it this far," says Emily, smiling. "Neither did I," Jake replies, squeezing her hand. "But love and faith brought us here, and together we can face anything."